Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, this is Sandcast, beach volleyball with Triborn and Travis Mawerder, brought to you, as always, by our guys at volleyballmag.com. Video on P1440 and Tri, because you came back from Doha, recovering your knees with some Firefly. I actually saw you in the recovery tent with Firefly, right?
Yeah. I think the video I posted was in my hotel room, actually.
Okay.
The recovery tent hotel room.
Tent. I mean, that's basically what a hotel room turns into.
Right, yeah. I've been using some Firefly. It's cool because it basically acts as a norm attack. It's like a full leg flush.
Yeah.
But it just does it by like stimulating the nerve in your leg. So,
and it's not as like...
Dude, you can wear it... I can wear it on an airplane and stuff. You know, like at the times when your legs are like fully swollen and your ankles are all full of blood.
Yeah, I saw your picture when you got back. That's kind of big.
It's bad. That's how I was when I was sick the last 2 years.
So you're pretty used to it.
Swollen the whole time.
Yeah.
I probably should have been using the Firefly during that time. They actually use those products on surgery patients, like patients that get out of surgery and they can't move, but they want their blood to keep flowing and circulating through their legs, so they put those on them. And then the Firefly is basically like a version that they created more for like athletes, kind of thing.
Yeah, just day-to-day like monitoring.
Yeah.
This episode also brought to you by, do you have a name for your clothing line?
Not really.
It's the Born clothing line. Where can people get your hats at?
It's the Tri-Tide.
The Tri-Tide, I like that.
On my website. We just finally made them available at triborn.net/shop.
All right.
Get yourself a hat, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Yeah, I wanted it to be just something super simple.
Yeah.
And not like a TB. Not only because it's already taken by Tom Brady, but I didn't want it to be like everyone has to wear my name around, you know?
Yeah.
So I just made a sweet little logo with some good meaning behind it, so anyone could wear it.
Yeah. I saw your dad rocking it when I went to Hawaii to cover the college event down there.
Mm-hmm.
He had a Born on the Beach shirt on and then the Tri-Tide hat.
He's proud.
Always repping.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Pete.
So you're back from Doha. It's you're and Trev's. That was your first event of it wasn't technically the 2019 season when you played Vegas, but it also technically
it was the first event of 2019.
Right. So now that you've made it back, I mean, you guys not the finish that you wanted, but the World Tour, like we were talking about earlier, is crazy deep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had to beat the Latvians, who are number 3 in the world, just to break pool. That's nuts.
Yeah, that was an intense match. Dude, I feel like now I'm back on the World Tour. Last year, I got to jump in on two events, and we did well, but we were just kind of winging it with, still in that honeymoon phase, basically. Make errors and do dumb stuff, and it was just like, whatever, who cares? We haven't practiced. So now it's a little bit upped, the energy and. Yeah, World Tour is gnarly. That's the main thing I'm taking from it. I'm like, every pool is just there's no good draws.
Yeah.
The team. How many times do you see the team come out of the qualifier and win the event?
And then it happened twice in a row.
Yeah, exactly, 2 in a row.
Yeah, in Sydney, 2 qualifier teams were in the finals. Because Adrian and Carambula and Enrico Rossi came out of the qualifier, and so did Marco and Esteban Grimalt.
Yeah, it's so
cousins,
gnarly.
Not brothers. Everyone always assumes that they're brothers, but they're
cousins. Yeah, it's so gnarly. And I was just talking to my agent earlier today, and he was asking me about it. Obviously, 17th. It doesn't sound very good for us, is it? I was like, honestly, when any team can win any given week, it's not like the top 10 teams in the world are never taking 17ths.
Right.
The World Tour's just constantly getting mixed up. Yeah. And you don't want a 17th. Basically, 9th or better is going to move you. You're at least going to stay the same or move up. In 4 or 5 stars, 17th, you might slide back a little bit. So you don't want a 17th. But it's not. It's really not
but you look at bad. Phil and Nick, they lost the first set of their elimination round, so they could have just as easily gotten a 17th.
Yeah, it's that close. Like we could have pulled out that match against the Germans and easily ended up in the final.
Yeah.
So.
Which you guys
World
played
Tour's
really well.
gnarly.
Like when I asked you how the young Germans were, you're like, we had them, and I was like, well, maybe. But then I watched the video and like you guys did. You were up like 10-5 in the first.
Yeah, we started the match like 6-2 or something. Yeah, we were up in both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked because I felt like I was playing really well, and they were making. I mean, I was diving on serve receive sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
they were pasting my line a lot. And I felt like I was making good plays, but I was a little gassed. No excuses, but I don't feel like my cardio was up to where I wanted it.
Yeah.
And then just add that into the fact that that was our first event in a long time, whereas these Germans, I think they had been playing in some events beforehand. A lot of these teams, the Brazilians are playing like all year round. And then we watch film, and there's just like a few plays where it's like, wow, we just literally gave them that point because we couldn't decide what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I decided to put Trevor up on 2, and he decided he wanted to set me, and we just gave up a free ball.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I didn't know what he wanted, he didn't know what I wanted. So once we clean some of that stuff up, a few of those balls will be going in our favor. But it felt good. Like, we were digging balls. We were probably digging more balls than blocking, and we're both blockers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Like, Trevor looked like fluid on defense. Which
Yeah.
I would have thought that you would have been probably like the premier defender, so to speak. But I feel like Trevor's defense was surprisingly actually really solid.
Yeah,
natural.
It happens a lot. Trevor doesn't get you just like the way he moves. You know, it doesn't seem like he'd be all that smooth.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's good. He's definitely. We're both. It's funny. Like if he's playing good defense, I play good defense. If I block balls, he'll block balls.
Right.
But like if I'm not blocking, then he's not blocking.
Yeah.
So we should probably figure that one out.
Lead to some streaky.
But there has been a lot of focus on defense since we've had to play catch up on that.
Yeah.
So I think now we need to make sure we have our block established.
Yeah. I feel like it was probably, like you said, it was different playing this time around than it was in, say, Vegas, because you were still just like coming back. It was a fun thing.
Yeah.
Is your like mindset different when you go into tournaments now?
It's different because it's 6 months later in my life.
Is
Like I don't even remember my routine.
Like a job rather than, holy cow, like this is a really fun thing I get to do again in Manhattan with Trevor, for example.
It's not the exact same as that. Yeah, like that was like no pressure, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's total bonehead plays and like where I just like laugh it off. And at this point, after all the work we put in, I'm probably not gonna laugh it off quite as much. So it's different than then, but that was like an extreme case. But it's super important to maintain that mindset though, and remember how well it worked. Because at the end of the day, you are out here to have fun, right? That's why it's our job. That's why we make it our job. So I need to maintain that mindset, but you're not always going to be able to. For me right now, the mindset I'm going with is just where I want to be and how I want to learn the game. So as long as I'm getting better, like this tournament, I 100% felt like I got better, my team got better, we learned stuff. I'm like very excited about practice tomorrow, and that's the feeling I want. You know, I'm obviously not happy with the finish, but I'm super happy with my team, like where our heads are at, and all the stuff we learned. Because then I got better at volleyball, and that's kind of the goal. Am I getting better? That's it.
And I feel like, I mean, with the World Tour, like you mentioned a couple of times that, like, obviously you're not happy with the 17th, but like, if you have like results-based goals only, like that would be impossible on the World Tour because, like, I mean, we got Esteban and Marco Grimalt coming out of nowhere, winning 2 events in a row,
and smashing Nick and Phil in the final.
Yeah, and like we were looking at their prize money earlier, and they made $17,000 all of last year, and now they're up to 16,500. And this isn't a new team. Like, we've seen teams win out of the qualifiers before. Yeah. It's like you and Hayden won out of the qualifiers.
They've been around as long as me.
They've started playing together in 2011. Have never played with anyone different. Like I was asking.
2011, really?
Yeah.
So that's before my time.
Event. Yeah.
That's before my time.
I was asking Hildebrand. I was like, like what's happening? Like these guys, like they're no different. They're not. It's not like they're running trick plays all of a sudden or doing
new
like,
coach.
Like
That's the only thing I've seen.
Or doing like all this crazy stuff, but they're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, why are these guys so good?
They looked really solid. Like even warm-ups, I just feel like they have their system down. They probably put in a ton of work this offseason, and they got a new coach. I only got to watch the final in person. But I don't know. They were warming up, and every ball looked like it was coming on their shoulder in the same spot. So it was just really controlled.
Yeah.
And they obviously look fresh. Like Marco's,
which is crazy.
Looks like he's going to tear people's heads off.
Sydney and Marco.
Yeah, exactly. Marco's arm is like ridiculous. And then, I mean, yeah, usually everyone gets on the left sider. What's his name? Esteban. But he was lights out. They're both just lights out.
Even those guys, like, they lost their first set in every single elimination match until the final. So they lost the first set in elimination to Hendrik and Christian. Hendrik Mull and Christian Sorum. Trying to get better at saying first and last name for viewers.
Right.
A couple of emails, they're like, I don't know what you guys are talking about at the time.
Oh, that's a good point.
Trying to get better at saying full names. But Hendrik and Christian beat them.
It's tough on the World Tour.
214 in the first set. And then their next guy, I think they played Nicolai Lupo of Italy.
Yeah.
And that was 21-11 in the first set. And then they lost to Fijalek and Brill of Poland 14 or 16 or something. They came back to beat them. So
it's not an easy draw.
These guys, like, I'm in.
Yeah.
They just wear them out by the third set.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing down there, but
so
they look.
We'll see if it's sustainable.
I mean, I would think. Yeah, I would be surprised if they consistently were top 10 all year.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I would expect them to kind of fall in and out. I mean, these two finishes are going to keep them up there for a while now, and I'm sure they'll play well in China. But, I mean, if they didn't take a 17th this year, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
You know, or a 25th.
I think that what they're doing is probably more sustainable than what Adrian Carambula and Enrico Rossi are doing.
The style of play?
Yeah, because
it's tough.
They're skating like a fine line between total disaster and incredible success. Like,
yeah, totally.
They're asking like such precision out of themselves every point.
It's a lot about the matchups with the team like that.
Yeah.
Like you saw them play Hayden and Doherty, and they're just going to shred Ryan because his feet aren't quite as quick.
Yeah.
So they're not coming to Ryan the giant block. They're just running away from him the whole time. And there's two quick guys, so it worked great. But you get a blocker with quick feet, and now you're running low sets. Blocker with quick feet, low sets, they're going to clamp a lot of balls.
Yeah, and also their margin for error on those sets is so small. Like if you miss, if you miss a back shoot set, the best you can do is like a free ball back over.
Yeah.
If you can get hand contact on it at all.
Yep.
So I feel like for them to do that for a year and a half up to the Olympics is like almost impossible.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian's done it before. He's running similar stuff like that, but he wasn't. He had Alex.
Yeah.
And Alex wasn't really running.
Alex Rangieri.
Yeah, Alex Rangieri. Thank you.
Getting a little better.
It's just a completely different team, you know, having a huge, most athletic blocker who also didn't qualify.
Yeah, him and Marco Caminati. And Caminati's freaking good.
And they've podiumed, right? Yeah. I think they've podiumed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, you never know. You can't even pick it right now. Like, what are you gonna say? Rangieri and Caminati are going to be a quality team for the rest of the year.
Yeah, like no way.
They could easily win a tournament.
Yeah.
But they didn't qualify this week.
It's crazy.
Or in Australia, right? Oh no, Rangieri didn't get out of pool in Australia.
Yeah.
And then they didn't qualify. And this is a guy that's an Olympian and one of the most physical blockers in the world.
Yeah. Who's like a great setter. And I think probably hits one of the hardest balls on tour.
Probably.
I think up there with Grimalt.
Grimalt's probably gnarlier.
Yeah. It was great. He was like OTing Phil.
He was just going super high and hard, yeah. Yeah. No, we don't serve him.
Yeah.
We usually don't serve him.
I thought Brill and Fischer looked really good too.
Yeah, I was always kind of surprised because last time I was on tour, Brill was still up and coming.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't think his game was that great.
Yeah.
But then I watched him this year and a little bit last year, and I didn't realize how physical he is. Like, he gets up. He's got an arm. I knew he was just, like, a good, like, I thought he was just a good, crafty, all-around player, medium size.
Yeah.
But he's a big boy. And now he's a big boy that can move the ball around, has every skill, and now he has, like, probably one of the best read defender, if not the best read defender in the world.
Yeah. Polish Todd
Rogers, yeah. Fifi. So that team's good, yeah. They surprised me, actually. Brill has surprised me. And Figelic's just rock solid.
Yeah.
Until they get mad at each other.
It is really funny watching them because there was this one play, I think in the semifinals, and it was this gnarly rally, and Brill makes this great pull dig, and Fijelic takes a set and, like, turns and throws
against Spain?
Doha,
that was the bronze.
in Doha against, I forget if it was
Chile?
bronze or in the semifinals. But he got called for a lift, and Brill just looked at him, and it was the first time I've seen Fijelic be like, "That's my bad. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
It was so dumb.
Well, I heard that he was I didn't realize that he used to be like the second or third string setter on the indoor national team.
Fijelic?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and Polish national team, like that's top tier volleyball. So he's an amazing indoor player, and he didn't want to ride the pine on the national team, so he just became their best beach player.
Yeah. It's crazy, too, because for so long, well, not for so long, but since 2016, 2017, like, Piotr Kantor and Bartosz Losiak were by far the best team out of Poland and one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And now, like, they're just, like, kings of fifth.
Yeah.
They're so good, but they can't really get past that fifth. They're, like, fifth to ninth every tournament.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's the world tour, right? Like, they're almost a favorite in every tournament, it seems like. But before Losiak and Kantor came on the scene, they were like 17th, 9th guys. And Fijelic and Prudel were 1 and 2 in the world with Rossi and Phil. So Fifi's been he's been at the top of the game. Yeah. He was a little off for a few years there, but now he's got his partner.
Yeah.
And he's nasty.
Yeah, really good. And then now you and Trevor back in competition on Wednesday, which comes out the 20th. So this is going to come out the day that we're playing.
We might be battling you.
Well, no.
See you in the finals.
We'll be on the other side, so we won't even have to play it out, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess. I don't know. You tell me.
I've never seen the Norseca finals be played out because you get 2 spots.
Oh, all right. So we won't play
We
it.
might have to play it out, but hopefully we can just make trips together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hopefully we both make it.
That'd be great. Yeah, so it's a really tricky situation in terms of why we're all playing this.
Yeah, so I think our listeners could probably use some education on that front.
Oof, it's so complicated. It's really dumb. So basically, I don't even know if I understand it all. Basically, FIVB came to USA Volleyball and told them, or they just made up a new rule that...
I love that the FIVB does that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And new rule, we're going with this.
So to qualify for World Champs, you can qualify 4 teams per country. Or is it 3 straight in? Sorry, 3 teams. You might be able to explain this better.
Well, the way you explained it to me initially was that if you have 2 teams in the top 24, those 2 are in for World Champs. And then you have a continental spot.
3. I think 3 can be automatic.
3 can be automatic.
Yeah.
And then you have a continental spot earned through this Norseca series, which stops in Aguascalientes, Veradero, and 2 other spots, St. Lucia and the Cayman Islands, I think.
Right. So basically they're saying that you have to have played in order to get that 4th spot for your country. So if you don't qualify in the top 24, in order to get that last continental spot for your country, you have to have played in a Norseca. Not won it, not just placed. You just have to have signed up and showed up for a match. And nobody knew that. I wasn't even playing at the time last year, so nobody went to these Norsecas. And now that Trevor and I are kind of on the cusp, as of right now, we're in the World Champ qualifying. But if we were to fall out of it within the next month or two, then if we didn't play in a Norseca, then we wouldn't be able to get that spot.
Yeah.
So now they tell us this, and we're like, okay, I guess we sign up for this Norseca qualifier. And now the team 3 through 12 or whatever, however many teams are signed up.
Yeah.
Basically everyone except for Phil Dahlhauser, Lucena, Gibb, Crab are, because they're safe with their points, their current points, are signed up for this Norseca, and we're all just playing to get this bid to go to the Norseca and play, not play, whatever. It doesn't matter. We just have to step on the sand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope everything gets canceled.
Yeah, and then Travis is the only one that played in the Norseca last year. And by the way, the money is ridiculous. Like, you're definitely doing it for the experience, the Norseca.
Oh yeah.
The money is like you don't even make your flight back.
No, me and Ben got second.
You barely pay for your hotel.
We would have lost at least $1,000 each if we didn't have a sponsor.
Right.
Pay for the flights.
So that's why we don't go to Norsecas, and it's really quite a waste of our time right before we go on this crazy world tour. It's going to be like 3 months where we're gone the entire time.
Don't hit that skip button, everybody. We're going to be right back here with Sandcast. Just taking a brief second to give a big thanks to our sponsors. First and foremost, goes out to Wilson. Everyone should be stoked that the AVP season is coming up, which means that you need to order up your Wilson volleyballs or any other volleyball equipment you may need. So go to wilsonvolleyball.com to get that. Best news, you can get a discount, Wilson Sand. It's 20% off if you use our Sandcast Wilson disc code. So hop on over, get your preseason equipment, get ready for the season coming up at wilsonvolleyball.com and use Wilson Sand for a 20% off discount. This show is also brought to you by our guys at Firefly Recovery. These guys are awesome. Tri just went to Doha and was using Firefly Recovery in the hotel room. They've got them in the recovery tents on the FIVB. They're the best things possible because they're super mobile. You can bring them on planes if you're traveling around the world. I'm about to use them when I go to Vienna and Italy for snow volleyball. You can bring them to work if you want. They just stimulate the blood flow in the area that's sore or injured, and it helps it recover way faster, and also just feels really good. So if you're sore, if you're aching, or if you just want to stay on top of your recovery, use Firefly Recovery. It's the best thing on the market right now, and it's really cheap too. So give them a try. Go to fireflyrecovery.com. And now for our Pacific Coast Wealth Management Olympic FIVB ranking update. Leading the charge for the men is Russians Vyacheslav Krasilnikov and Oleg Stoyanovsky. At number 2, welcome aboard two-time gold medalist winners of Sydney and Doha, Esteban and Marco Grimalt, who are cousins, not brothers. Leading the way for the Americans at the moment, though that's likely to change here soon, is Tri-Born and Trevor Crabb. And for the women, at number 1 is Brazilians Rebecca Cavalcanti, winner of the P1440 Top Guns event, and Ana Patricia Silva. At number 2, from the U.S., is Emily Day and Betsy Flint, silver medalists in Sydney. Followed at number 5 is Brooke Sweat and Carrie Walsh-Jennings. And at number 6 is Kelly Clays and Sarah Sponso. More Americans at 11 and 13 with Brittany Howard and Kelly Reeves and Alex Kleiman and April Ross, respectively. So really solid showing in our Pacific Coast Wealth Management Olympic Rankings update from the American women here. And now we're going to let you get back to the show.
Our sport doesn't make much sense sometimes, so we just go with the flow. And so we want to win this event on Wednesday, which is when this podcast is coming out.
So we'll have
today, people.
Come out early. So if you want to come out on Wednesday and watch Mercedes, like it's basically like watching a Saturday AVP main draw. Like you and Trev are the one seed.
It's a really good volleyball tournament.
Stafford Slick are the 2. I think Ryan Doherty, John Hayden are 3 or 4. Miles Evans, Billy Klinsky, Chase Budinger, Casey Patterson,
Theo,
Bruner, and Reed Pretty. And then you got some of the like outlier qualifier guys like Ben Vaught and Spencer Souter are playing. I'm playing with Eric Baranek,
Burek and Satterfield.
Mark Burek and Ian Satterfield, who just took a 5th and 1 star in Cambodia. And then Ty Loomis and Troy Field potential new fun partnership.
Oh, there you
So yeah, I mean, it's like really good volleyball.
It's great volleyball. I don't know why USA Volleyball doesn't promote it.
Well, I asked Sean Scott if P1440 could stream it. I was like, people like want to watch this stuff. And
totally.
And so Sean was like, yeah, let me get back to you. I'll like ask our higher ups, and they're like, everything USAV has to go through USAV's website. I was like, yeah, but you guys don't do anything through your website.
Well, technically, I don't even have to ask you because you're just playing on the beach and I want to film it.
Yeah. So yeah, but we can't. No one can stream USA stuff except for USA.
Huh.
That was kind of their rule. So.
But why don't they want people to watch it?
Well, that's what I was wondering. I didn't want to ask Sean because Sean.
They should at least make an
Sean's
announcement.
just the messenger.
No, totally,
I didn't
totally.
Want to like get on his nerves.
No.
But it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because like I wanted to stream, so like I might just like put like my matches or your matches on like our YouTube page. And
Yeah.
That shouldn't rankle any feathers.
There's a lot of people in LA.
Yeah.
People got to come out to the beach and watch, but yeah, we should probably tell them that it's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the most publicity a Norseca qualifiers ever got right here.
Dude, they could, if they brought in some like, 3-level little stands, they could fill those.
Yeah, or if they like had it, on a Saturday or a Friday that people could actually watch, not a Wednesday morning.
Yeah, Wednesday morning.
It's tough.
Yeah.
How many people are taking off work for that one?
And it's a lot of pressure too. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, like there's a lot on the line.
It seems like just a normal practice scrimmage, but we have refs and like all 10 people watching.
Well, it's the reffing is something else at Norseca's because usually like the Norseca qualifiers, it's like a kind of like their developmental ladder for referees. So last year, when me and Hagen were playing Eric Zahn and Avery Drost in the first round, Hagen said the F word to me.
Yeah, I remember that.
10-10 in the third, and and Stafford and Casey thought it was the funniest thing they've ever seen, because and the setting was like totally inconsistent, and it was just. And
he wasn't even really swearing at you. He was like.
Yeah, he was
sarcastically.
He was like, go F and get it, because he dug a ball off the court, and I ended up getting it. We played the round.
Great effing hustle, partner.
Tweet. Red
card. Oh my God.
Man, that was a quick trigger.
I think there would have been like 80 red cards this week in Doha.
That's what Casey
in
said
every
too.
language.
Like, man, I've told refs to like go F themselves, and they laughed and like said nothing.
Yeah.
He's talking to me. Yeah, it's like Norseca reffing is like when the NFL had the replacement refs.
Oh yeah.
It's like kind of what it is.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, it should be interesting, people.
Yeah.
Wednesday mornings.
Yeah, it'll be good volleyball.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we've been requested to drop some like AVP news.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool news that AVP is giving flight stipends.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
AVP's done a lot of really cool things this preseason.
I'm like getting a better and better vibe, as time goes on every season. As much as I want to like jump on the bandwagon of the people who are like, they're growing too slow. It's not like the best tour yet, and blah blah blah. Steady. Slowly but surely, they're just adding a little bit here and there. And we want it all. Like everyone's just like, give us all to us at once. But as it adds up, a travel stipend, hotels covered now. They brought up the money on the Cold Series. It's coming together. The AVP tour is going to be.
Huntington's 2014 draw now, which is awesome.
Hawaii's a regular draw.
Yeah, Hawaii's open event.
Open event.
Flight stipends, hotels for the players.
Yeah. Now the only thing, it's a legit tour.
It's great.
Legitimate tour that you can make a pretty good living. Not, maybe not full-time living yet, playing on that tour.
But then again, what job in the world could you work 8 weekends out of the year and make a living?
That's why. So, the event, like per event, what you're getting paid to do per weekend, it's great. Yeah. Problem is it's 8, and it's probably not going to go past 10 from what I understand. But I don't know that. The problem right now, which I'm sure everyone's working on or wants to work on, is that the players aren't going to be there. All the players aren't going to be there at all the events. And I think that's the only thing that's hurting the AVP at this point. But like they've said before, it's not really up to them. They could switch their events around, and then FIVB could screw them again, and then the cities would not be on board because, you know, they want specific weekends. They're like, okay, we want something during Memorial Day. We want something during this weekend. So it's not like AVP has the choice to like
it's not like,
hey, New York City.
Like you're renting out like a party room at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, this is New York City, like Chicago, Manhattan Beach. Manhattan needs to happen the same weekend every year.
Yeah.
And of course FIVB says, what weekend is that? Oh, it's been the same weekend every year? Yeah, we're going to put a 4-star over it. We can care less about AVP. Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping grow the sport.
It's definitely not a coincidence that no one in the U.S. is working with the FIVB anymore. Like, P1440 wants nothing to do with them. The AVP got away from, which the Huntington event last year was really cool. Mm-hmm. But working with the FIVB is just impossible because they don't actually throw any money in. It's just all in the promoters, which last year was AVP and P1440.
Yeah, I wish I knew more to give specifics. Like, you know, I'm sure FIVB has a great excuse, and like they're just going along with whatever their plan is, which seems to be to grow the sport in terms of the amount of people that they can have playing it. So they want people in every corner of Earth playing volleyball.
Finally born back on the show.
The dog's here. But that doesn't necessarily help all the players, and that doesn't help the American Tour, who's trying to build something in a specific place. It doesn't help a lot, but it does grow the sport of volleyball. So FIVB, Federation of International Volleyball, now is bigger because they play in more places around the world.
Yeah.
So it's tricky.
Yeah.
But moving in the right direction. AVP seems like they're moving in a good direction, and they're doing it their own way. So, I don't know. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah. And it's still cool that I don't think people understand how big the relationship with Amazon is. Because with the AVP, the way it's been historically with television networks, like I don't know why everybody's so big on TV, because the AVP's always had to pay NBC or pay ESPN for that time slot.
Right.
And then make that investment back with selling commercials.
Yeah.
But which is completely reverse. Like ESPN will pay the NBA like $2 billion.
Yeah.
And the AVP has to pay just to get on. So I don't know why everyone's so concerned with TV when TV ratings are going down across every sport. And Amazon, which like streaming is definitely the future and like how people are watching, is paying the AVP. So
are they?
It's like so which is so cool. I don't think people understand how like historically like it's like a landmark achievement for beach volleyball.
I mean, live streaming is the future, right, of TV. My TV is YouTube TV now.
Yeah, so we just have a Fire Stick at
my
place.
So it's Amazon TV, and Amazon is the main hub for streaming, basically, you know, that kind of thing. So the fact that AVP is like their first sport that they're doing this for is pretty huge.
Yeah. Especially
with the way the AVP is growing. They have new partnerships, which you might know more about than me. I know they partnered up with, I heard they're partnering up with, I don't even know who they're partnering up with. Kingston, yeah. Which is the company that Donaldson's father owns.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I don't know who like they're partners with or anything.
But I know they're growing their partnerships, like, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if they came in with new title sponsor or something this year.
Yeah,
which is cool. Something everyone has wanted them to do, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a lot. They haven't been focusing on the sponsorship end, which seems like he's right to do that, you know, to build it to a tour to where they're not relying on sponsorships to keep it alive.
Yeah, because it's always been a sponsor-based model, like forever.
Sponsors should be bonus money for the tour.
Exactly.
Not their lifeline.
Not the one income stream.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, even in, you know, like the 2000s, when Leonard Armato was running the tour, and there was like a ton of money in it, but it was 75% sponsorship based and 25% based on like VIP boxes and merchandise and all that. So like when 2008 happened and the housing bubble burst and like the sponsors were like, we don't have any money, and so the AVP folded. There was no money left.
Yeah.
So I like that the business model seems to be changing. I mean, obviously I don't I don't know what it is, but getting paid by Amazon is so cool.
It is really cool. And I mean, they have AVP Next, AVP First. They're building a really strong foundation for themselves.
I think they bought Volley America, and so it's renamed to AVP America.
That's right, yeah. That's like the grassroots tour or whatever.
Well, kind of, yeah. So like the AVP First, I think, is their grassroots, and the AVP America is like all levels. From juniors to open.
Oh wow.
It's kind of like the CBVA of pretty much the rest of the nation.
But it's like the American Tours CBVA.
Yeah.
See, this is all smart stuff. I think it's great that they're doing it, and I feel like they're building the foundation so that the tour, the ultimate, the top can be strong. But they had to build their foundation first,
and then you can scale from there.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
I think sport's in a good place, and I mean it'll still be building over these next 2 years or so. But come 2021. I actually also heard rumors that FIVB wants to maybe make tweaks to their star system in the next quad. So 2021 is going to be
an interesting year.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be in position to be a very top player at that time and when the sport's thriving.
Yeah,
it's the idea.
Yeah, get healthy at the right time.
Yeah, I missed the right 2 years, that's for sure. The Grand Slam era was perfect for me, and then it fell off.
Now it's coming back.
Now it's coming back, and I'm jumping back on board. I sold high, bought low again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then it's like the international partnerships in the U.S. are pretty much staying the same, but domestically there have been a couple mix-ups. So obviously, Sean Rosenthal is playing with Avery Dross.
Right.
My roommate Eric Zahn just came back from Brazil, single again, broken up by Case Beer.
Yeah, that's right.
On their honeymoon to Brazil.
Case Beer is now playing at Came Schalk, I believe.
Came Schalk, yeah.
Right.
So I think Case Beer just wanted to focus, because internationally, just hasn't been great for him for the last couple of years. He's just focusing domestic, and then once Came has his FIVB transfer purgatory, once that goes up, then they can play some FIVBs again, because I know that Came wants to get back on the world tour.
Yeah. For sure.
So that, which leaves, Zahn's still kind of a free agent.
Baumgren
is still a free agent.
Who else is out there?
Troyfield is trying out with 30 different guys. So he's playing with Loomis in the Norseca.
Yeah, he's kind of the hot name, right?
Yeah.
Up and comer. Whether he's going to make that next step this next year or not is kind of up in there.
And kind of the mid to lower level guys like Eric Baranek.
Yeah.
And then Mike Brunsting. You never know
Fishman.
who Mike is going to play with. Chase Frischman.
Who's Frischman?
I think he's playing with Piotr Marciniak.
See, that's a good team. Piotr's great.
So the registration for Huntington will be fun to look at.
Right. Also on the girls' side, Gina Urango finally went international a little bit, right?
With success.
Right.
Yeah, her and Caitlin Ledoux are really good.
So hopefully Caitlin sticks with one partner this year and can continue her success. She was on fire last year.
Yeah, she played really well. And so did Gina. They both had career years.
Gina's great. Yeah. That's why I'm saying if they can stay on the same team and build a really good rapport.
Yeah.
They could be winning some tourneys.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, Carly Wopat.
Brittany Hochever.
It'll be interesting to see how her game develops.
Yeah, because they
still very raw.
They had a little trouble. They lost, I think, in a country quota, and then in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Or a qualifier in Cambodia, and then they lost qualifier in Sydney.
It's amazing. You'll see how many teams can do well in America, but then go overseas, and it's a different game.
Different story.
It's tough. It's really tough change. There's no easy matches over there.
Yeah.
And then throw in the travel and jet lag, and it's a lot more pressure because you put so much more in. You put so much more effort in to get there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I also think or I'm interested to see if Emily Hartong comes around this year, you know? 'Cause she just kind of like dipped her toes in last year, but I spoke with her, you know, a month or two ago, and she seemed like she was all in, like just fully wanting to learn beach volleyball.
Yeah.
She's fully done with indoor, and I mean, if that girl learns beach, she's going to be forced to be reckoned with.
Her and I think her and Alexa Strange are like,
yeah, she's playing with Alexa. Alexa has a lot of experience at this point.
Yeah.
And she hasn't really broken through on the pro circuit yet. No really breakthrough finishes, right?
Yeah, she's made a couple main draws, but then once she's gotten in, it's been pretty quick.
So she's kind of due. But with the college system, those girls coming out, it's like
Those
you
girls are
never
crazy.
know.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure that international players are good to play again on the AVP this year.
Yeah, I thought I heard that too.
So it'd be fun to see like the
Sarah
McNamara
Pavin's
twins
back.
And Pavin and Melissa Human.
Is Melissa going to be able to play?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's going to be stacked.
Yeah.
Brandy.
Brandy Wilkerson and Heather Bansley if they wanted to play.
Can Heather play?
Yeah, well, if international players can play, then
Just international.
anybody.
Well, I thought you had to have a green card too.
Oh, that might be
Right?
Yeah.
No, you can't just be
You
international.
can't just like hop in. Okay.
You have to have a green card. Ricardo, I think, has a green card.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Heather can play. Lane Carrico's having a baby.
Well,
So
then,
Cam's going to have some extra incentive.
Yeah. And then you got coming back from pregnancy is Kim DiCello,
Oh, yeah.
who I know that she was practicing with Irene Polak, but that she signed up for the Norseco with Katie Spieler, one of my favorite people on the planet.
Oh, yeah. And Carissa Cook, are they still?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
It's going to be an interesting year.
Yeah.
How about those college girls? Because you were just out in Hawaii.
They're so good.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard the college
The level of play is crazy.
stacked, huh?
Yeah. Because, like, you look at, Sponsel, like, everyone has seen Sponsel play at this point, really. She got a silver at The Hague. She made a final in Austin. She made another Sunday
Sponsel's in
Chicago.
college, and she might be making a run for the Olympics here.
Yeah.
Or she is making a run.
She's on UCLA's court, too.
Oh, really? Oh, because McNamara's there first?
McNamara's are one, and then Therese Cannon, the blocker she made Sunday with in Chicago, is USC's court, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then because USC's number one, Tina Gradina, is like hands down one of the best female blockers at like 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
That I've seen.
Jeez.
Super athlete.
How tall is she?
She's not that tall, but she's kind of she's similar to Brandy, like similar style of play where she's not like crazy tall, but she gets like all the way down, and, like makes these big moves with her hands. And super athletic hand sets.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good luck being on the girls' side.
Yeah.
Like, if you're, like, a top women's team, like, you're always having to look behind you, like, all right, I took care of all the girls on tour, and then you, like, come out the next season, and there's just this stud college girl coming out, and you're like, God, another one?
Yeah, because and Molly Turner and Cassie House last year. So Molly, we had her on. She went to Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Cassie went to TCU. They came out and they were like, I don't know, the 15th seed took in Hermosa and took 7th. And that's like TCU and Grand Canyon, which like all due respect to them, they're not like college powerhouses.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's insane.
So the girls' game is
that's another reason.
Nuts.
That's another reason I'm really like optimistic about the domestic tour. It's just like the talent that's coming out.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
To be honest, it's mostly on the girls' side. No offense to the younger guys. There's going to be some great guys coming out too, I'm sure. And I've heard. I mean, there are some great young men's players, but they're more interested in indoor.
Right.
Because beach is like
they're training.
Yeah, it's like what's available on the beach,
Yeah.
and we're national teams basically coming to them right now like, well, nothing.
Yeah.
You just come out and pay for your own stuff, and if you reach a certain level, then we'll pay for you. And these athletes are like, well, if we go to indoor, they're going to pay for my housing, my travel. I'm going to have a salary when I'm here playing for the national team, and then I'm going to have a full contract when I go overseas.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes way more sense.
Yeah. So until the national team is able to kind of tweak their system, which I know they're looking into, they'd like to make it. I mean, Hildebrand was talking about a bunch of that stuff, but they want to make it so it'd be easier, you know, for it to be like a clear system. Like, if you want to play beach, you're going to come in and you're going to get support and get your chances. If you fall off, that's on you.
Yeah.
But you're going to get, you know, there's something to come to. Right now, there's nothing to really come over to.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just because if you look at just like the training level too, the girls are going to be playing at a way higher level at a much younger age than the guys, just because like.
Well, there's no coaching available for the guys.
Yeah.
If you're a guy, it's just like, come out.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then what? And like, I don't know, pay for a coach.
Yeah.
Like, how much?
Yeah, the girls
Oh, $100 a session.
Cal Poly's getting Todd Rogers 5 days a week.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Steinmetzger.
not only are they getting it for free, they're getting it with the bonus of an education.
Right. Yeah. No, it's crazy. To be a pro and have a coach full time is like very difficult, and it's rare.
Yeah.
Like, I had Evie Matthews with John Hayden, and he was, you know, full time, but we were only practicing 3 days a week, and he had his other players he's coaching, and then he has his other job. He was a personal trainer. Now, for the first time in my career, I have like basically a full-time coach, and he's splitting time between Sarah and Summer and me and Trevor, Jose Loyola. But like, we have to pay for a lot of that stuff, and luckily USA Volleyball created a coaching stipend so that he can get both of those and really make it like a full-time
that's
thing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's getting more than ever before.
Yeah.
You know, he's still, he'd like one of these coaches to be making a hefty sum of money. And if we do really well on the World Tour, then he will. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, the fact that I've been on tour for what, I don't know, 7 years or 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
And now I'm right now only getting a full-time coach is like insane.
Yeah. Me and Eric had a coach. It was like the first time. I work with coaches with the P1440 developmental system, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's the first time we had Jackson Medikakia on, the one he does with Emily Day and Betsy Flint.
Right.
It was the first time that I've ever had just a coach and a team. Just me and Eric.
Oh, just you guys? Yeah.
It was so great.
And it's not like he's watching all your matches all year and like going through the highs and lows with you and watching film and traveling and all that.
Said one day and it was awesome.
Any other sport, that's what coaching is, right? Like, he's there as much as you are, and it's his job as much as it's your job. So that's what we'd like it to be. But I'm finally there.
We're getting there.
I made it because I got Jose. Jose is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the sport's growing. You and Trev are growing.
Yeah, we are. We got a lot to learn. That's what I learned our first tournament.
Yeah.
But that's fun. That's the best part about it. Growing and learning.
So when are you off again? When's China? Your next stop?
Yep. It's a month out.
Okay.
So we get a little time home, and then we go China. I believe we have a week off, and then it's like Brazil.
China.
We have to skip Austin AVP.
And then Brazil, and off you go.
Yeah, it's
pop back into New York, and then off you go.
Yep. Basically, I think it's like 2.5, 3 months. We might come back before World Champs, but we're gonna have to skip Austin AVP for a Brazil event.
Is that
Brazil.
a 4-star?
It's a 4-star.
Is that in Itapema?
Itapema, yes. So that sucks. And then I believe New York's next. So we'll be in Europe, and we'll dip back. We'll come back from Europe to go to AVP New York, and then we'll go straight back to Europe for another event. And then what's the next AVP? Seattle? Seattle is the week before World Champs, so we have to decide whether we want to be... World Champs is the biggest event of the year, by far. So we have to decide whether we want to... Coach Hildebrand's calling. Must be important. Play AVP Seattle, and then fly, like, Sunday, assuming we make the finals, fly Sunday back to Hamburg for World Championships. If our match is a day or two away from that, it's not the smartest thing in the world, right? For the biggest tournament of the year. So we have to decide whether that's worth our time or not. Obviously, we want to play in as many AVPs as possible. but we have to figure out if we can even make it to our world champs match.
Yeah.
And then what's
At least
after that?
with AVPs, you can kind of game time it.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't want to forfeit either, you know? It's so lame when, we played in 2 days and we were undefeated and then we forfeited in the semis.
True.
And it's really lame for the AVP. Like, people are coming in to watch those matches.
Right.
You don't want to forfeit. Yeah, exactly.
In New Orleans.
No, that really sucks.
So after Seattle, there's a pretty big break because they took out San Fran.
Oh, we forgot about Huntington.
Well, Huntington, so you're
But we'll play
jumping back
Huntington
to
first.
Huntington.
Yeah, got it.
So then there's like a month-long break from Seattle to Hermosa. And then
Hermosa will be gone.
And then Hermosa, Manhattan.
Hermosa is a mandatory event for USA Volleyball, or for all the U.S. national team.
Oh, because it's Olympic.
It's an Olympic.
Like dry run.
Yeah, dry run, yeah. So they're sending the trainers, the weight coach, and it's the same time of the year as the Olympics going to be next year. So, yeah, basically it's USA Volleyball's opportunity to, pretend like we're at the Olympics. This is how everything's going to go. We're going to go through the motions. There's a lot of stuff going on during the Olympics, so it's definitely going to come in handy if you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go Hermosa, Manhattan, Chicago, Hawaii.
Yep.
That's your AVP schedule.
Manhattan is over Moscow 4-star. So we have to decide whether we want to go to that or not.
That's tough.
We don't want to go. No one wants to go to Russia over that.
That's what I was saying.
I'm tempted to just call the teams and be like, hey, if none of us go,
boycott.
Yeah, because if none of us go, then we don't have to worry about someone getting an upper hand in the Olympic ranking, you know?
Yeah.
And we can all play in Manhattan. But then you're going to have, someone's going to go, you know?
Yeah.
Those lower level teams that are right behind, you guys aren't going? Well, then we're going to sneak in.
Yeah.
Which isn't a big deal as long as the top teams don't go. So most likely we'll all be here in Manhattan, and if we're not, we're all going to be very sad and pissed off, and that would suck.
Yeah.
And then Hawaii will be dope.
Yeah.
That'll be a good event.
Back home?
We'll be back home
And then
to end the year.
Are you good for Chicago? Or are you going to be...
Yeah, Chicago will be there.
All right. So 4 AVPs then?
Yep.
Huntington, Chicago, Hawaii, New York.
Manhattan, hopefully.
And so maybe 5.
Maybe Seattle.
Yeah, sorry, so maybe 6.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 4 and 6.
Yeah. I played in 2 AVPs in 2016, 0 in 2017, 2 in 2018, or 3 including the Invitational.
Chicago, Hawaii, Manhattan. You played more in 2018.
I just want to play an AVP season. Come on.
Yeah.
That's the goal. It'd be fun if we all were at every AVP.
Yeah.
And we can just have a real straight up tour, and you look at the rankings and that's the real ranking because we were all there. But for years it's been all thrown out of whack because this team won every event they showed up to, but they're actually ranked 3rd because they only played in 2 events or something, you know? And then the blocking and the statistics is all off. Phil has 4 blocks per match, but this other guy has twice as many blocks for him. So it's who's the best blocker?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's Phil, but this other guy might get the award, or serving aces, and everything comes down to that. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And beach volleyball stats, not the most reliable.
And the stats are probably reverse. The defender has 40 blocks or something. That's how bad.
Stafford had 85 digs in one match one time.
In a match? Yeah.
I was are they counting passes?
Yep.
Every time he looks at the serve.
He dug the serve.
So, good to have you back though.
Yeah, man.
And
stoked back on tour.
Not even a bad finish on the world tour.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a long, fun year. And like I said, we got a lot of room to grow with our team. We just started basically learning defense and seeing things out there. So it's going to be a fun, long year.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. And like I've said this whole time, I'm really looking forward to the domestic tour season as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hopefully we both just make it through.
That'd be great. See you in the finals, and then we can
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, we'll rock, paper, scissors. I like that. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for listening. As always,
Shoots.